where we're interviewing the different candidates for all different kinds of positions throughout the county and the state. With me today is Ms. Gail Bartkovich. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming
the opportunity.
In. My pleasure. It's our pleasure. We appreciate you taking the time to do this. Let me start off with this. Why are you running for county council?
Well, I've decided that I want to run for county council again for a third term because I think there are some very important issues and decisions coming up for this next council. I sit on the planning commission, and the planning commission right now is beginning to review the county comprehensive plan. The calendar we have for that, the council will not be asked to make a decision about that until next spring. Right now it looks like April 2011. So that means a new council will be asked to make a decision on the county comprehensive plan. And I think, you know, for continuity, and since I believe I have a common sense approach to a lot of issues in this county, and that I also do a lot of research on issues, personal research, before I make decisions, I want to stay on this council to get through, and hopefully be on the planning commission again next time, to, you know, be part of this planning of the vision and the growth of Wycomico County. And basically that's what this comprehensive plan will do. Once we have the comprehensive plan in place, then we're going to need to look at our zoning code, which really is the regulatory body one of the regulatory bodies to implement our comprehensive plan. And so I think you know, I'm living in Wycomico County for the rest of my life because my husband is going to retire here. Our children live in Wycomico County. Our grandchildren live in Wycomico County. So I have a vested interest in the future of this county. And so that's one of the reasons I decided that I wanted to run again for the county council. The other thing is, you know, being now the legislative body, I have seen some differences in the county, and you know, it's been a little more difficult to stay on top of the fiscal issues in the county and the spending in the county. And I think one of the legislative body's function, you know, is going to need to be to have more accountability, I can't use the word oversight because I don't think that's in our charter, but you know, more accountability and more responsibility to watch our council dollars. And that's another reason that I want to stay on this council again, because I keep telling everybody we're looking at least another 2 years of declined revenues.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now, why should the voters support you over your opponent? Do many people know who your opponent is? Actually,
I don't think many people know who my opponent is at all. In fact, I don't even know who my opponent is at all.
Yeah.
What I understand of my opponent, and this will be for the primary, he's has lived in the house he's in, or the deed changed hands back in May of 2010. So I'm guessing that he's only been in the county for a short period of time, where I've lived in Wycomico County since 1979. He's younger, considerably younger. I'm guessing he's probably in his 20s. I have not personally met him. But again, you know, I believe the voters should support me versus my opponent, because again, I'm going to say the same thing. You know, I have a vested interest in this county because I will retire here. My children are here. My grandchildren are here. And again, I'm going back to, I think, you know, I've proven to the voters that when issues come before this council, I do research, because there are many times we get limited information about issues. And I think that's an important consideration to any candidate that's elected to the county council, that you want somebody who's going to go out and do research on their own about issues before they make a decision, so that they truly understand the impact and of their decision. And I think I will bring continuity, which I think is important with what's going to happen for the next 4 years in this county and the council decisions that have to be made. I think I have shown the public that I have a lot of common sense in the decisions that I make, and I think that's all important for, you know, these next 4 years.
Good. During the last 4 years, County Executive Rick Pollitt has repeatedly called for an end to the revenue cap. Do you favor a repeal of the cap? If not, how do you propose to continue providing services such as public education and public safety?
Okay. First of all, I would not put repeal of the revenue cap. I would not support voting to put that on the ballot for the voters to make a decision on that. For voters who have not maybe been in the county that long, the issue of the revenue cap came about when a past council decided to increase the property taxes by, I believe it was 46 cents per hundred, and also put in place a transfer tax. And it made the voters of Wycomico County very angry. So the reason we have a revenue cap, it was a citizen initiative.
Right. Right.
And I still think the citizens really do not truly trust government.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a concern, you know, that there's waste and, you know, decisions that have been made. So no, you know, if something is going to change about the revenue cap, it has to start at the citizens level, and it has to be a momentum from there.
Good.
Now, your second part of your question was about the continue to provide services. One of the things that's been difficult, and I was on the council when we were executive and legislative, and now just legislative, one of the things that have been difficult is we don't, as a legislative body, deal with the day-to-day funding and operation of this county. You know, the budget starts at the county executive level. The day-to-day dollar spending is handled in the county executive's department. One of the things this council just passed, which I think is going to be important because I believe in transparency to the public about all these issues, is that we are going to have on the ballot this year a charter question, which basically is going to give the county council the ability to have a monthly printout of revenues and receipts that are of the county. And this information is also supposed to be made public if this passes. And I think that's an important piece because that will really give us the council a better understanding of where the monies are being spent, how they're being spent, and I think that will give us some insight as to, you know, if we can change things. Because because our core responsibilities are always to, and have to be to, you know, our core functions, which are education, health, public safety, and now it's becoming the roads.
Right.
Because we are not getting the money from the state.
Right. Several members of the current council, along with the county executive, support stripping our county's farmers of their property rights by taking away their ability to develop their land. Do you support this? If so, how do you plan on compensating farmers for their lost property rights?
Now, I don't propose or support taking away property rights from any person. And I also don't support government passing regulations that are going to have a negative impact on the value of a person's property. You know, that's just getting too intrusive in my opinion. One of the things that's, I think, needs to be improved in this county, if it can be improved, to help the farmers and the ag community is our transfer of development rights program. We have one that currently was implemented back in 2004. It doesn't work. The purpose of that was for developers to buy development rights in the ag land so that that land would not be developed. In my 4 years now on the planning commission, it's been used once, and it was a family member to a family member.
Right.
So it's not an effective program, and I think you know, maybe that can be tweaked. I've heard there's something out there about tax credits. I don't know anything about that yet. The county does not have legislation to give tax credits to the ag community. So I'm just going to have to sit and wait and see on that one.
Okay. And finally, in your opinion, what are the greatest challenges facing Wycomico County, and how do you believe you can help solve this problem if elected? I might remind you, we got like 30 seconds.
Okay, basically, the important issues are our vision for growth in Wycomico County. That's a comprehensive plan and the zoning. And the other thing is, along with those, to protect property rights and property values. And again, having more transparency to the public, and the county council having more ability to understand how the dollars are being spent in the county.
Great. Folks, we appreciate you being here. Gail, as always, it's great to see you, and we appreciate you having us on board, or being on board, I should say.
And I just want to wish all the other candidates who have stepped up to the plate and put their names to be on the ballot, I want to wish them all good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, folks.